Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now September 4th of 2021. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about their new TV shows and their new movies that are set to be announced by this November by Disney CEO Bob Chapek. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, if you would like to go ahead and check me out at Mike01 on Twitter, I do actually post a couple of fun things on there and interact with you guys. So, moving on beyond all of this, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are creating this new roadmap of the franchise. What they are planning to do is that they are trying to unveil this timeline of Star Wars by this November, as well as more of that at Star Wars Celebration next year. So Star Wars Celebration next year is also going to be just as important as the major event that's going to take place this November, where they're going to unveil all of these new TV shows and the new Star Wars lore. We're talking about books, novels, and comics on the side. A lot of things are being poured in to the Star Wars universe by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to really kick things up a notch, to really kind of bring Star Wars back to the way that it used to be, and even beyond that. Basically what they are doing is that they are trying to make Star Wars as best as possible and better than ever before. So beyond all of this, we do know that a lot of fans have doubts about Disney succeeding at this and bringing Star Wars in the right direction. Time will only tell, right? So far, the Book of Boba Fett is looking very promising, as well as the Kenobi TV series, so focusing on that, I think, is a good step in the right direction. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing about Disney and Lucasfilm is, of course, what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are up to, and exactly what Lucasfilm had to say and tease about what's to come for the Mandoverse, and exactly how that's all going to play a major role. So, with Disney CEO Bob Chapek preparing to make numerous major announcements for the future of Star Wars by this November, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are getting ready to make some big changes to the Star Wars universe that will pay respect to many of the fan-favorite characters and even those taken directly from Star Wars Legends. However, it's described that recently Lucasfilm was able to tease of what they are about to include in the future of the Mandoverse when they were questioned about Luke Skywalker. Now, recently in an interview with a Lucasfilm spokesperson, he was questioned about Luke Skywalker's future in the Mandalorian series and beyond. Lucasfilm went on to explain and reveal that what they are currently crafting for Luke Skywalker's presence in the series is going to be extremely significant and satisfying to the fandom for those who actually read many of the Star Wars Legends novels and comics. Now, Jon and Dave are currently doing their homework on how to tie everything together with a big story element that has to do with cloning, and how that is going to hold connections to the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, Lucasfilm actually continued to reveal that both Jon and Dave are going to be doing incredible plot devices that will have a ton to do with the secrets of cloning for future Mando episodes, and other TV shows that are actually tied directly into The Mandalorian that will add more to the lore. Now, the spokesperson went on to reveal that both Jon and Dave are going above and beyond in order to attract the hardcore fans and what they enjoyed years ago. We know the fans love the character of Luke, and we are going to be exploring different and even darker angles to the character that we believe fans will never expect. Separate from all of this and what Lucasfilm had to say, both Favreau and Filoni are indeed in the planning stages of including the evil clone of Luke Skywalker in the form of live action for the future of the Mandoverse. It's currently unclear what show the Luke Skywalker clone will appear in. However, they are taking this concept directly from Star Wars Legends, of when Luke Skywalker faced his evil clone in a fast-paced, driven lightsaber duel. Favreau and Filoni so far are set to include a young Palpatine clone for Luke to face in Mando Season 4, and then after that, they are preparing to include Luke's clone for himself to face in the future of the Mandoverse. That is going to be a big surprise to the fandom, and that creator George Lucas is said to be heavily involved on the design of the Luke clone, and how he will appear in Star Wars universe in live-action form. Now, this is going to be a big addition to the franchise in order for Lucasfilm to change things up quite drastically, and that Favreau and Filoni want to bring back a majority of Legends to fulfill Star Wars to its maximum. So, the thing that really does take a lot of, this from the fandom is the fact that I think that a lot of fans really are very excited of what Jon and Dave are about to include. Now, obviously, the Luke Skywalker clone taken directly from Legends is a big deal. Now, the character Luke, I believe it has 2 extra U's in the name when you actually dive deeper into Star Wars Legends. That just goes to show you that Jon and Dave really are doing a lot in their power to really satisfy the hardcore fans. Now, already, the young version of Palpatine, the Palpatine clone that is about to face a young version of Luke, the legitimate Luke, in Mando Season 4, that is all set and ready to go. That's going to be a 2023 scenario, not too far away. However, this Luke Skywalker clone is going to be in the near future. We're not quite sure if it's going to be for a spin-off Mandalorian series or if it's going to be in a potential Mandalorian Season 5. We're not quite sure about that as of yet. But what they are teasing here at Lucasfilm has a lot to do with cloning and exactly how that's going to tie directly into the character of Luke Skywalker and how darker aspects of that character will be explored. But separate from what the Lucasfilm spokesperson had to say, is that yes, Jon and Dave are working on the character of Luke Skywalker's clone to face against Luke himself. Now, some fans, I think, are going to take this the wrong way, because if you dive deep into Star Wars Legends, and if you look at the fandom back then, a lot of fans had mixed feelings. It was a really mixed bag on Luke Skywalker facing himself. To me, honestly, I think it's a crazy, wild thing to dive into and for them to explore, that it's going to really have to take a lot of creativity and being very cautious in order to make this actually come off correct, or come off as very much legitimate, if you will, to the point where it won't come off as cartoony or kind of off-centered. I think that what they have to do is that they have to carefully plan this, carefully write it, make sure that it's very, very dark when they're doing this Luke Skywalker versus Luke with the 2 extra U's in there. And I think that if they do it properly and take their time, they can pull things off correctly. Let's not forget that, cloning is going to be a big deal in the Mandoverse. It already is becoming a big deal. We've seen that teased in the sequel trilogy with Palpatine's clones and Snoke's clones and all those different aspects. And now they're already diving deeper into that with Grogu. So obviously cloning is going to be a big centerpiece on the Mandoverse itself. So, like I said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know through all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.